안녕하세요. 4차 산업혁명 6주 1차 강의를 시작하겠습니다. 제8장의 인공지능과 로봇공학입니다. 인공지능은 이미 디지털 경제를 재창조하고 있으며 실물 경제도 재구성할 것입니다. 21세기 초 인공지능의 목표는 자동화 기계가 우리 일상에서 널리 활용되고 인간과 컴퓨터가 밀접한 관계를 맺을 수 있도록 돕는 것입니다. 미래의 인공지능 시스템은 글로벌 이산화탄소 배출이나 항공교통 관제 또는 인간의 능력을 벗어난 복잡한 이슈의 해결 등 시스템적 도전 과제를 관리하게 될 것입니다. 전문가들은 심지어 스마트 운영체제나 인간과 공감할 수 있는 디지털 어시스턴트의 등장과 같은 시나리오가 현실화될 것으로 예측합니다. 언젠가는 로봇이 경찰 업무를 감독하는 날이 올 수 있습니다. 인공지능은 이미 센서 네트워크와 영상 데이터를 통해 수집된 데이터를 모니터링하고 있으며 의심이 가는 행위를 보안 관계자와 경찰에 신고합니다. 경찰은 탐색 구조 업무는 물론이고 무장 강도를 상대하는 일까지 로봇을 활용하고 있습니다. 인공지능은 세계를 엄청나게 바꿀 것입니다. 하지만 이런 변화에는 위험이 따릅니다. 예컨대 인공지능 로봇이 고용에 어떤 영향을 끼쳐 사회에 어떤 부담을 안길지는 아직 예측할 수 없습니다. 더욱이 대부분 사람들에게 머신러닝 알고리즘은 이해하기 어려운 분야이며 이 머신러닝 메커니즘은 우리가 바로잡아야 할 잘못된 사회적 편향들을 반영할 가능성이 있습니다. 많은 사람들은 만약 인간의 가치관과 인공지능의 가치관이 일치하지 않을 때 장기적으로 발생할 수 있는 실제적 위협을 과소평가해서는 안 된다고 경고합니다. 또한 범죄자들이 인공지능 기반의 프로그램을 해킹하고 혼란스럽게 만들면서 발생할 수 있는 사이버 보안 리스크에 대해서도 경고합니다. 따라서 연구자들은 현재 인공지능과 로봇과학의 개발 방향과 활용 방식의 지침서가 될 수 있는 윤리적 프레임워크와 가치에 대해서 논의를 요구하고 있습니다. 미래가 어떤 모습이건 간에 인공지능은 우리와 함께 있을 것이며 우리가 인공지능과 어떤 관계를 맺느냐에 따라 결과는 오랫동안 영향을 끼칠 것입니다. 인공지능과 더불어 살아가는 인간 세계에 대해서 살펴보겠습니다. 인공지능과 로봇과학은 우리의 관심과 상상을 이끌었습니다. 인공지능이라는 분야는 1956년 다트머스 대학교의 학회에서 탄생했습니다. 최초의 공장용 로봇은 1961년에 개발되었습니다. 그로부터 10년도 안 돼서 미국의 대중문화는 우주가족 제슨에 나오는 로봇 도우미인 로지처럼 우리의 삶을 더 쉽게 해줄 많은 상상의 도구들과 스탠리 큐브릭 감독의 2001년 스페이스 오디세이에 나오는 반항적인 활 9천과 같은 두려운 시나리오를 함께 그려내기 시작했습니다. 관련 동영상을 보시겠습니다.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
Where the hell did you get that idea, Hal?
Dave, although you took very thorough precautions in the pod against my hearing you, I could see your lips move.
All right, Hal. Hal! Hal!
오늘날 인공지능의 경우 일반 학습과 고차원 추론 능력처럼 오직 인간만이 가지고 있다고 생각했던 인지 능력이 급격하게 향상되고 있습니다. 머신러닝 기계는 인간의 직관이 필요하다고 생각했던 게임에서도 인간을 이기고 있습니다. 관련 동영상을 보시겠습니다.
Artificial intelligence researchers at DeepMind have mastered Pong, chess, and Go. But some games are on another level.
The game of StarCraft II, one of the most complicated video games ever created. It is a real-time strategy game, which means that you don't take turns, you play, and you have to play fast.
Oh God, pushing this back in! He's gonna kill off MVP here! Oh, he kills off the mothership core! He is everywhere!
So it was clear that StarCraft would be a great grand challenge for us to tackle using an artificial intelligence, the techniques we love, namely neural networks, deep reinforcement learning, and so on and so forth. My name is Oriol Vinyals, and I'm the lead researcher of the AlphaStar project.
AlphaStar is an artificial intelligence system that plays the game StarCraft II.
So the first element of StarCraft that's quite different is that you don't get to see what's happening on the other side of the board. That is what we call imperfect information, and is a key challenge that neither in chess or Go are present. Another key difference is that the pieces of chess, or what we call units in StarCraft, are created throughout the game, right? So you start with very, very few units, and what you're doing is deciding which pieces are you going to invest in creating next. And that's very important because at the same time you must counter pieces or units that the other player is thinking about without having perfect information. The first step of AlphaStar is, can you predict where a human is going to click? What's the most likely move? So essentially AlphaStar is gathering information from the game where all its units are. It's getting all this data into not a program, but rather a mathematical entity that is called neural network that is able to then process all this information. We never hard-coded what this processing means. This was fully learned from first imitation learning, trying to imitate human moves, and later on self-play through the AlphaStar League. And after this processing, many layers of computation of learned behavior at the top, there is essentially a single action that will be sent back to the game. And so this action could be create a new unit, create a worker, send this worker to scout, move the camera to this location. And that's essentially what AlphaStar is. Every basically 20 milliseconds in the game, and every action you see here is a result of computation using this neural network.
By January 2019, AlphaStar was able to beat 2 professional players under special test conditions. But people wanted to see if it could reach the Grandmaster level, beating the best players at the full game.
What's quite critical is that humans are very creative at playing this game. So once we went online with this agent, we faced all sorts of creative strategies that we could not possibly have ourselves designed. So the very first game that we entered, we were playing against obviously someone we don't know. So it really was like a lot of adrenaline and a great moment to let people essentially experience what it is to play against such a strong AI.
AlphaStar progressed by playing against itself, against a range of human players, and crucially, by playing against other AI agents.
We have this league of agents where all the agents are doing self-play in a manner that is perhaps a bit more advanced than what has been done before. And there we did perhaps the most research advances in the last few months, in which we discovered that it's not sufficient to have only one agent, that its sole purpose is to beat itself and its past versions of itself. It's very important to add agents that find flaws in the main agents, right? So we call these agents exploiter agents. And if you will, it's kind of asking for a friend to beat your current strategy, and maybe this strategy that is going to beat you is not a great strategy in isolation, but it's certainly going to help you become a better player. And that core idea, plus then some extra developments in imitation learning and reinforcement learning that we had in the project, created an artificial intelligence agent that can play the game of StarCraft II at a Grandmaster level. Actually, I used to play the game back in the 90s. I played quite seriously the first version of the game. One of the sad things that happened is that I kind of waited too long to play against AlphaStar. So the team was really, oh, like Oriol, you should play. At some point I decided, okay, I'll play against the agent. I played when it was just strong enough that there was no chance for me to win. And I just basically lost the window for me to kind of defeat the agent, sadly. So cool, victory. Not for me.
AlphaStar has broken into the top 200 players in Europe at StarCraft 2, playing the full version of the game with all 3 alien races.
We are here not trying to solve StarCraft. We're trying to utilize StarCraft for the purpose of advancing AI research, but be applied to any domain that utilizes artificial intelligence in any of its components and enhance, for instance, its robustness, its capabilities to do imitation learning from experts and other things that we deem super important and that StarCraft really let us test on one of the most complicated video games ever created.
Success in the real world is a little more complicated. Computer games can readily provide the data points an AI needs to master a challenge, but not every problem provides so much accurate feedback. The integration of AI into everyday life will be a much longer battle.
인공지능은 이미 간단한 버전의 튜링 테스트를 통과했습니다. 튜링 테스트는 대화를 통해 컴퓨터와 인간을 구별해내는 테스트입니다. 2014년에 13세의 소년으로 설정된 챗봇인 유진 구스트만과 대화를 나눈 심사위원들의 30% 이상은 유진 구스트만이 진짜 사람이라고 판단했습니다. 재료과학과 센서 기술의 비약적 발전은 기계의 지각력, 운동력, 인지력이 발전하는 데 기여했습니다. 드론과 같은 비행 로봇과 인간의 도움 없이 자동차 부품을 조립하는 산업용 로봇은 복잡한 기능을 수행하기 위해 인공지능을 활용합니다. 자율주행 자동차라고도 알려진 자율주행 로봇은 고속도로에서의 무인 트럭의 주행처럼 지금까지 불가능으로 여겨졌던 도전과제를 성공적으로 수행해내고 있습니다. 개인 비서와 동반자로서 휴머노이드 로봇은 공상과학 소설과 현실의 격차를 줄이고 있습니다. 전 세계적으로 로봇공학과 인공지능 연구에 대규모 투자를 하는 대학원은 증가하고 있습니다. 인간이 다룰 수 있는 규모를 뛰어넘는 대규모 데이터에서 통찰력을 발휘하는 인공지능은 기후변화 예측 모델이나 핵문제, 대규모 센서 네트워크 관리와 같은 문제와 실험 중입니다. 인공지능은 또한 공개적으로 사용 가능한 다양한 데이터를 가공해 경제적으로 중요한 새로운 정보를 얻고 있습니다. 예를 들어 오비털 인사이트는 미국의 지구 탐사 위성인 랜드셋이 지구를 촬영한 저해상도 영상을 분석하는 과정에서 머신러닝 기법을 활용해 물체를 식별하고 무역, 배기가스 배출, 인프라, 해양 지표에 대한 정보를 보다 빠르고 정확하게 제공합니다. 이런 정보는 기업과 사회, 정보 활동에 중요한 가치를 지닙니다. 이처럼 인공지능은 의사결정을 지원하는 것에서 나아가 스스로 의사결정을 하기도 합니다. 몇몇 사람들은 인공지능이 해시펀드 산업에 보편화될 것이라고 생각하며 투자회사 중 최소한 한 곳은 이미 이사회에 인공지능 임원을 보유하고 있습니다. 인공지능의 의사결정 능력이 향상될수록 이런 인공지능이 탑재된 로봇은 인간과의 협업을 보다 원활하게 할 수 있을 것이고 역으로 활발한 협업이 이루어지면 인공지능의 능력은 더 향상될 것입니다. 만약 로지가 현실이 되려면 기계들은 관찰을 통해 학습하고 인간의 가치를 해석하는 능력도 갖추어야 합니다. 로봇이 서비스 직군에서 활약하고 학생들을 가르치며 항공기를 비행하고 수술을 집도하거나 탐색 구조를 배우는 지금 신뢰는 그 어느 때보다 중요한 가치가 됩니다. 우리가 일상에서 인공지능에 익숙해지면서 인간과 인공지능의 상호작용은 조종사가 궂은 날씨에도 자신이 모는 항공기를 신뢰하는 것처럼 우리 주변의 세계를 해석하는 한 축이 될 수 있습니다. 또한 극단적인 경우에 국가와 개인이 인공지능과 로봇공학을 무기화하는 일 역시 완전히 비현실적이거나 불가능하지 않습니다. 이미 많은 국제단체들은 인공지능의 무기화와 관련하여 현실적이고 윤리적인 경계를 모색하고 있습니다. 지금의 상황대로만 간다면 인공지능과 로봇의 결합은 권력, 책임, 신뢰 문제를 야기할 것이며 이를 위해 광범위한 거버넌스가 필요해질 것입니다. 인공지능이 사회와 지구 그리고 경제에 끼치는 거대하고 파괴적인 영향력을 인식한 마이크로소프트, 아마존, 페이스북, IBM, 구글, 딥마인드와 같은 글로벌 대기업들은 인류와 사회에 공헌하는 인공지능 파트너십을 공동 창립했습니다. 이 파트너십의 목적은 인공지능 기술의 모범 사례를 연구하고 개발하며 인공지능에 대한 대중의 이해도를 증진하고 인공지능 기술과 그 기술이 사람과 사회에 어떤 영향을 끼치는지 광범위한 논의를 위한 오픈 플랫폼 역할을 수행하는 것입니다. 실제로 딥마인드의 사례에서 보듯이 많은 기업들이 윤리를 담당하는 팀이나 부서가 속속 생겨나고 있습니다. 이 같은 기민한 움직임을 통해 경제계가 책임을 느낀다는 것을 대중에게 역설하고 있습니다. 그러면서 스튜어트 러셀과 같은 사상가들이 점점 더 고도화되어 가는 인공지능에 대해 표명한 우려에 동조하고 있습니다. 어펜딕스입니다. 지금까지 시청하신 것으로 이번 차수 수업이 인정됩니다. 관련 동영상을 보시겠습니다.
Hi everybody, Marshall Chang from AI Capital Management. So AI or deep learning, it's been on the news almost every day. In the past few years, I think AI is almost like learning a new thing every day. It beats us in the very Asian board game called Go, a game so complex that top human players can only rely on their hunch to play. One-on-one poker beats us in a game that quite frequently requires the understanding of another human being. And lately, it even overplayed us in the popular video game called Dota 2. I mean, come on, video games now? Look at the guy in the picture. He's just trying to have some fun with his buddies. Does AI have to ruin this for him? So, to me and a lot of people, it's just a matter of time before this guy, the Terminator, comes over and rule us all. It will be the king. But I think before that happens, there's one important field that AI has got to conquer first. And that is the field of trading/investing in the financial markets. As of today, there's $3.5 trillion under management in the hedge fund industry. I think if the Terminator want to rule us, you got to learn how to do trading first. But so far, we haven't heard a definitive announcement saying that AI trading is better than human trading. There's definitely not a match like AlphaGo against Lee Sedol to solidify AI's position. That's because trading is fundamentally a very different game. There are a ton of ways to trade, a ton of different markets to trade, and there are even different metrics to measure success. So it's not as well defined as board game or video games. But I can tell you this, all the smartest people on Wall Street are working their butt off trying to figure out a way to build a powerful learning AI that can do their job for them and even better than them. I can personally tell you that because as the head of my own fund, that's what I've been working on every day. But I'm here to demystify about AI's potential influence on the hedge fund industry and the markets in general, so that after my talk, we can all panic together, freak out about AI taking over the markets, people losing their jobs, and maybe eventually Terminator coming over. That's not entirely true. I mean, I think there's a big shift that's happening, not only in hedge fund industry, but in all the other industry that we're doing. It is happening, probably not going to be overnight, but it's going to be very significant. So before I tell you guys what we do, I want to make a quick distinction first. Even though today, 90% of the trades are already done by the computers, these algorithms are mainly rule-based, hard-coded by the human behind it. They don't think like us, don't make their own decisions and learn from mistakes. But the AlphaGo deep learning agent that beats us in these games are entirely different beasts. You literally just tell them to maximize an objective, and he'll try to figure out the rest for you. So for us, seems pretty straightforward, right? Tell them to make money in the markets. To be more specific, we we let the agent to learn, the deep learning to learn to read financial price charts like this and directly do buy and sell. So you might ask, why do we only give them the price movement data? There are so many things going on in the world that's affecting the markets, right? There's economics, politics, and who knows, our president may say something tomorrow and entirely change the market for good. So, but the thing is, you gotta know, there's no one can ever know everything going on in the world. And price is actually as good a representation of the entire world as you can get. Think about this. Price is the finalized decision by the buyers and sellers, which are us, based on our best understanding of the world. Even though the price may not be rational a lot of the times, if you want to make money in the markets, you can only follow the price. You can't, you buy low and sell high. Not going to be the other way around. So we teach the agent to do this. We want them to trade world's largest financial market, the Euro-US dollar exchange rate market. We give them, in the beginning, we give them 2017's whole year worth of data and let it play around. In the beginning, it kind of looks like this. The model has no idea what the chart means, has no idea even what buy and sell means, so it's just doing things in random. The results definitely not going to be as good. You don't want this guy to manage your money, right? But just after a few days of training, the agent actually started to figure it out. He learns where to buy and where to sell. He learned that it's actually better to hold on to a trade longer and cut a losing trade faster, which actually is the foundation of capital management. It learns to ride along with the price as opposed to going against the price, the foundation of technical analysis. What it's doing right now, it's actually a very ancient practice called technical analysis. It's been around for the past 200 years, almost as old as the modern market itself. Our result proved that this agent called AI can do technical analysis pretty good. Now this is the AI trading 2017 years of data. It actually doesn't matter for the hedge fund or any trader that your model can do well last year. It only matters if your model can do well this year and 2019. So that's what we did. We hook it on the terminal, let it trade the live Euro-US dollar market for the better part of this year. The result is actually equally, if not better, than the training result. It actually turned the initial $100 into $354. That's a great result for anybody. So we want to make sure this is not a coincidence, so we apply to all the G7 currency pairs there are. And it turned out across the board, we're getting comparable, if not better results. Actually, at the pound-dollar market, it almost turned $100 into $1,000. Better than what I can do, for sure. So I think we proved that technical analysis can work. What it learned in the training actually become the model's inherent knowledge, and it's able to apply this knowledge to unseen world. Essentially what human has been doing. But the fact that the AI can do it better than human, I want to give you guys perspective. For the past 5 years, I've been trading myself, a lot of up and downs. Across the time of these 5 years, I've only made about 5,000 trades. I learned from these experiences. But when I trained the AI, just in one night, it made 1 million trades, and it's able to learn from that experience. I mean, guys, if your phone right now can understand your face and recognize who you are, why couldn't it recognize the price movement charts, right? So I think we have only applied it to a couple the FX market, and this is only one type of trading called technical analysis. I think in the next few years, all types of trading, high frequency, value investment, arbitrage, anything, at all different type of market, equity, stocks, fixed income, commodity, it'll all be affected by the AI, or maybe even entirely dominated by AI trading. And then human managers, we're going to have to figure out a way to coexist with this. To end my talk, I want to show you something really cool. On the left, it's Mona Lisa. On the right, it's what a deep learning model is looking at when you give a Mona Lisa. Now, this is the popular project called Deep Dream. This model is trained to categorize animals and objects. So what it's looking at actually kind of makes sense. It's trying to find the objects and animals from Mona Lisa, doing its best. So for us, we wonder, okay, we have a deep learning model. It's trained to find the best trading decision in the price movement chart. What's that thing looking like? So we give them a random price chart, and it's actually doing this. In fact, there are so many different filters like this in the model, and we actually visualize all of them. So this is what it looked like. it's almost like different filters are marking different parts of the price that it like or it dislikes. But I think it's very easy for us to anthropomorphize the machines that are doing our job for us, and frankly better than us. In the end of the day, these models are becoming so complex that we may never know what's really going on. All we know is that when it works really, really well. I want to end my talk on a very positive note. I think not only for the hedge fund industry, but for all the industry going forward, we're going to have a great life, great world coexisting with AI. Instead, there's an important shift. Our job is going to go from solving the problem instead to defining the problem, because it's inevitable that AI is going to be better problem solver than us. Thank you, guys.